tried. Okay, so how many of y'all remember the Simpsons arcade game way back? This is like, oh geez, I don't think a lot of y'all new Gen Zers know anything about that shit. But who remembers the Simpsons side-scrolling beat 'em up, bro? Yo, I do, I don't. You don't, shot, you don't? What? Okay, so for me, there was an old arcade store that I don't think's around. It's called Nickel Nickel. I don't, okay, this camera making me look ashy. There we go. Nickel Nickel was like the joint. Okay, y'all niggas gifting and donating like crazy. I'm gonna give you, give me a second before I kiss y'all. I know nobody's pressing me right now to read this at this moment, but like, the urge I have to say thank you and kiss you is like at an 11 right now. So I'm trying to manage my anxiety within just talking to y'all and wanting to kiss the fuck out of y'all. It's a weird juggling act I'm doing at this current point in time. But anywho, it was a place called Nickel Nickel. And Nickel Nickel was an old arcade place. Like I don't remember. Maybe it was a nickel to play the games. Don't really remember. But my mom would take me there when she didn't feel like parenting. She just leave me there for a little bit. Not leave me, but you know, like just do whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, true, bet. So I go to Nickel Nickel, and there was always a fucking line, bro, to play that Simpsons arcade game. And I only got to play it one time in my life because that line was just doing too much. Even as a kid, I valued my time. There ain't no fucking way I'm about to wait in a line to play a singular game when I got like 100 games back home. That was always my mindset. Even to this day, like if I go to, or when I would go to E3 or events like that, you see these long ass lines to play like the new Mario, the new COD, the new all this stuff. That thought process never, like, no, like I'm good on that. I'll play it if I'm given a chance that's easy for me to do, but I'm not about to treat this bitch like Disneyland, nigga. Like I'm good on that, but whichever. I only played it one time in my life, and it was fire. Like I had hella money, like what, like not money, but you know, like the tokens and shit. Like when I gotta play it, I made sure I played it. Like I beat the whole entire thing. I wasted like at least I had like a full little cup of coins and shit to play on everything else, and I just wasted all of that in the Simpsons arcade game. Beat the shit by myself. I had like a little crowd watching me or whatever, and it was great. 10 out of 10. Now I tried to get that arcade cabinet, and it cost like a pretty fucking penny. Like it was like $4,000. And one of the things, so like for the title, for instance, like sometimes when I flex, like I'm buying items for my equipment, right? The reason why I do that, some of you guys might have forgotten, but like for Twitch specifically, I save like all the income I ever do for like equipment shit. So for me, like I guess it's a flex in nature, but it's like a cool thing to me to like look at and be like, yo, this is us. Like this it reminds me of like, I guess my drive, my discipline to not spend the money that I put in that special account for just equipment. So I mean, I don't know. I'm getting on a tangent, but I wanted to say like I'm always gonna upgrade equipment because like I value your guys' time and like what you give me. So that's why I flex prices and shit. But when I have to spend a lot of money on anything else that's not really like for that, it's hard. It's definitely hard. I can spend the most money on like somebody else I care for, but when it comes to getting something for myself that's like in a luxury type thing or like a just for fun shit type whatever, it is rough. Unless I'm doing it for work or for somebody else, that shit is just I just would find every excuse in the book not to do it. Like for instance, like this mic and this camera, I wanted to see the biggest top thing I could upgrade it to. And with buying these two things, which is probably the most expensive stuff out of the equipment I currently have, this shit took years off my life because even though it was equipment for upgrading, like I said I was gonna do, it still hurt. Now, like even a little fraction of that for funsies, I can't rationalize it to where I can feel good about that and wake up and not feeling like I'm broke. I don't know. It's a weird mindset that I can't describe to you, but it's just one of those illogical things, right? Anywho, it's like a spoiling yourself. Some people are not good at spoiling themselves in that manner, but yeah. So anywho, at this one, I doubled down. I try to rationalize it. I'm like, you know what? This is for work. It's going to be a background on my videos. I can give a video on it, some lore. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I went on eBay to fucking battle this one nigga for it because there was a bunch of people. I think the bid for it started at like something like, I don't know what it was, but it started at a certain price. And I was trying to scare niggas away. Like I gave myself a budget. I'm like, all right, bitch, like every time I would donate to get the bid higher, I would do it to scare niggas, right? And it worked. But there was this one guy that eventually I put it together that this one person. When I would donate something, he would beat me by a fucking dollar. Like it got to the point where I was looking up how to dox somebody on YouTube because this shit was getting very personal. Because it's just like, nigga, give up. Like, what are you doing? So we went back and forth comboing, and I realized he was a freak because like I raised the bid up like heavy times, like doubling it like a few times. And this nigga's like, double plus one. He was pissing me off. So I took a break. And as I'm seeing, like, because you can see when people are bidding for a thing, you can see the number of people watching. Like, I felt he was there the whole entire time. This nigga was a freak. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna wait until the last possible minute to beat this dude, right? So it was like five minutes left, I'm sitting there, like not blinking, right? Time's going slow as fuck. It gets to like the final like 30 seconds. I put in the shit. He puts in it immediately. I do it again. He puts in immediately. This nigga had a bot, bro. There's just no other, there's nothing else I can accept that he had a bot and he was waiting to cheat. And in the last second, right? So I'm gonna tell you the price of this. And you're gonna be like, wow, that's crazy. But understand, I wasn't paying attention to this, and it was a blessing that I didn't buy it at that price. I was just, because when you're on eBay raising the bid, it's free real estate until you win, right? So the shit started at like 800 or something. And me and this nigga rose it to like 4,000. When I realized how much it was, because I wasn't paying attention, I'm just like, I don't want to fucking pay for this. But like, I couldn't lose. I couldn't be a bitch. I felt like his existence was calling me a pussy because he just had it. I don't know whose fucking emperor's son this was or daughter, but I was getting pissed. Needless to say, I said, fuck it. It was like at 3,900, like in two. I said 4,000. He last minute 4,010. I hate him. He won, but it was for the best because I would not have felt good paying for that. we hella rose that to a crazy degree, but whichever. It was like an old school, oh shit, I fucked up. It was like an old school Simpsons cabinet with like the coin insert shit, whatever. So I really wanted that. I'm pretty sure you can buy versions of those that people make themselves, but I wanted it authentic so I can make a video out of it and be passionate and really care, but it's whatever. The cam? What's wrong with the cam? Are you talking about